Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me video, and I decided I would do the type where I just sit and chat with you guys a little bit about what I'm loving, what I'm doing, rather than just doing the straight voiceover. I tend to like those just a little bit better because they give you a sense of the person's personality, I think, a little bit more rather than just being very formal and this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. So I thought I would try this out. Let me know in the comments below if you prefer this or if you prefer the voiceover type. I got a request for an everyday makeup look, which I do have a couple of, but I thought I would show you guys what I've been doing recently. I've changed up a few of my products, which I will talk about as I go, and I thought I would just share that with you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and kind of let you know what I'm doing. Today I'm going to be starting with primer like I normally do. So recently I've been using the YBF Perfect Prep Face Primer, and I'm actually going to mix that with something new today. I'm going to use the Tarte Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Illuminating Serum, and I'm going to mix those two together. I have been using the Tarte Clean Slate Flawless Brightening Primer, which I've really liked. It's kind of got like a luminosity, iridescent glow to it. So I think once I get off of my makeup no-buy, I might actually go in and purchase that one because I just really like the glow it gave. It was like a nice summer glow. But for today, since this is what I have, I'm going to try this mixture and see how I feel about it, since this is kind of the look I've been going for, and I just ran out of that particular primer. So I've been going through a lot of primers recently. I don't know when I got into such a primer kick, but I've been going through a lot of them recently. So you will see some of those in my empties video. But I'm just going to rub this all over my face. I noticed that with this mixture, it doesn't seem, the Perfect Prep Primer doesn't do as nice of a job filling in my pores though. It's what I'm noticing right off the bat. So it might be better with this one if I do the Perfect Prep Face Primer first and then go in with the Illuminating Serum if I'm going to do this again in the future. So, you live and you learn. Life lessons there for you. Today, honestly, I am just getting ready to film. I had work all day today, and then I went for a run, which was kind of a fail today. I have been kind of out of my running groove recently. So if you've watched my last couple like hauls and things like that, you would have seen I've started running in the last month. Today was my second day of week 5, but last week was kind of a mess because it was cold and windy and gross outside, so I ran on a treadmill twice, which I hated. I'm going to be going in with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup, and I don't even, mine's in 1 in 2 Ecru. I've been using this foundation because my CoverGirl one has been breaking me out, so I've been going back to this one. Anyway, so I have been running for 5 weeks, and then today was the first day that I couldn't push through it and force myself just to run and get it done with because I'd been off of my groove the last couple weeks. I kind of hate running on treadmills, and that's what I had to do last week, and so I think it didn't give me the same speed and results as I normally get when I have been doing it consistently, like outside running. So I kind of failed, ran, but I needed to take a shower because I was sweaty, and it was warm outside today. And so I'm just getting ready to film because I took off all my face makeup, obviously, when I ran and showered and whatever. I really like this foundation. It does a nice job of covering, but the one thing I will say about this foundation is recently it hasn't been staying on my face as long, and I don't know if that's because of the primer or because of just my skin type has changed a little bit, or maybe the CoverGirl one seems so much better because it's been just longer lasting. There we go. It's been longer lasting, but this one I've just noticed that I get greasy a lot faster that didn't used to be the case. And I'm just blending with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, just buffing it in and getting it all even. And really blending it into my skin so it looks nice and more natural. Next I'm going to go in and conceal my under eyes. Like always, I'm using my Garnier Skin Renew Anti-Dark Circle Roller. I'm just running this along the under eyes. Honestly, this stuff has lasted forever. It's in my Project Pan items, and I don't know that I'm ever going to use this stuff up. Seriously, I've used it like every day for 2 years and it's still going strong. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to wait and last all the way through all my Project Pans if I have to wait for this one if it doesn't run out. semi-soon. I like it okay. I'm looking forward to trying new eye concealers because I'm just trying to use this one up, and I've used it so long that I'm looking forward to trying some different stuff. Then I'm going to go in with the Benefit Ooh La Lift, just eye brightener. Layer that on top to brighten up under my eyes and conceal any other dark circles that stuff didn't really conceal. I know that that's not really meant to be a straight up concealer, but usually my circles underneath aren't bad enough that I need a super high coverage under eye concealer. I'm going to go in with my Amazing Cosmetics Amazing Concealer in Light Golden. And I've said this before that this concealer is just a little bit too dark for me right now. I'm looking forward to the summer as I get outside a little bit more and getting a chance to actually get a little bit of a tan so I'm not super pale. But this one is a better full coverage concealer, so I like to use this one first on any blemishes I have, which is kind of a lot right now. My face has been kind of crazy the last month or so, which I think is partially due to stress and partially due to that foundation, the CoverGirl foundation. So we'll see if it clears up a little bit once I alternate it more with this Estee Lauder one or some of my other ones. I really like the Estee Lauder one. I've never had problems with that breaking me out, but I'm looking forward to being done with the CoverGirl one and playing with some of my other foundations that have been sitting in my drawer. Because that one is so dark, I'm going to go in on top with the Revlon Colorstay Blemish Concealer in Fair and blend it out a little bit so it's not so dark in contrast to my foundation. And this one is not as high coverage, but I think it does a nice job of making sure that that higher coverage concealer isn't too crazy. So I'm going to set the majority of my face in my concealer with my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. Again, this is one that I'm like almost out of and I'm excited to try something new. I've got the edges and just the edges that I'm working on right now. I have several other powders that are sitting in my collection that I'm really looking forward to getting to, but I want to make sure that I use this up first. I'm trying to get better about using up products before I spend too much time playing with other ones, and that way I don't end up with too much makeup, which is part of the reason why I'm doing the Project Pan. So that I don't have such a massive collection that I don't ever use and rotate to. So we're working on that. Okay, and then I'm going to set my under eyes. And recently I've been using the Tarte Smooth Operator Micronized Clay Finishing Powder. And I had this in my collection for a while and I'd never really used it, and I really like this stuff. I never realized how much of a difference it made by setting with a separate under eye powder or like a different finishing powder under my eyes, but I've noticed quite a difference when I started using this, and I think it also helps. I'd talked about the Urban Decay eyeliners. They didn't stay very well on me, especially under my under eyes. They would really smudge out. And I've noticed that when I started using this, they did a much better job of not smudging. They still smudge sometimes, especially by the end of the day. Like if I take a nap or something like that, they tend to smudge over here, but they've been much better since I started using this finishing powder. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to go in and bronze next. So I'm going to use the Maybelline Dream Sun Bronzing Powder Matte. I've talked about this before. I'm pretty sure this was limited edition, but you can find any other similar matte bronzer that would do the same thing. So I'm just bronzing my cheeks. So the contouring really, I guess, not bronzing, contouring. And then around the edges of my face, so up around the edges up here, down the temples, and then down onto my jawline and down onto my neck. And one thing I've been really liking to do is just put a little bit on my nose. I feel like it makes my face just a little bit brighter and makes me look a little healthier, if that makes sense. Alright, I'm going to go in and do my blush now. If you guys have seen my Project Pan stuff or any of my recent makeup videos, I've been using the Maybelline Dream Mousse Blush in Peach Satin. I'm getting there. I'm making pretty big dent here. And lately I've been layering this just under many different blushes. I'll show you guys one of the ones I've been using a lot recently. And I just rub that into my cheeks with my fingers and blend it out a little bit. I find it helps with staying power for my blush, and it gives me a nice glow. If I left it by itself, I'm sure it would look nice, but I worry about it staying power just by itself, so I always top it with a powder blush as well. So I blended that out, and I'm going to go in. The one that I've been liking recently for blush topper has been the Milani Baked Blush in Berry Amore, and it's just like a berry shimmery. I go between this one and like Luminoso. I also use, is it Rose Dioro? I don't know, something like that. Those are all Milani baked. Those are all Milani baked blushes. And there's some other ones that I've been rotating too that I don't use as frequently, but whatever I happen to grab the day. I get ready really quickly in the morning, so I'm not always super particular. So blush is done. I use the Real Techniques multitask brush. I have not been mentioning my brushes, but if you've watched any of my other Get Ready With Me videos, you can go and check there. They will be in the down bar. I use the same brushes all the time. Alright, so that is the cheeks, and now I'm going to go ahead and highlight as well. I've been using the Benefit High Beam, which is just a pinky highlighter. This is like a little mini travel size that I got in a set. So I run that up my cheekbones and then onto my temple just a little bit. And then also down my nose and on my Cupid's bow. And then I just rub that in with my fingers. And then again, I like to set this with a powder. Going in with the Real Techniques contour brush, and I've been using MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. And I just run that in the same places that I just did the highlighter, just to set it. I probably could leave it on its own and have a dewier glow, but I don't usually. Alright, so that's my typical face makeup. I do that pretty much every day. You've seen that in a lot of my tutorials and things like that. So that's the face. I like the highlight a lot. I think it gives a nice glow. So now I'm going to move on to eyes. I always start with priming my eyes first, so I'm using a little mini sample of the Too Faced Shadow Insurance right now. I'm struggling with my words today, so I hope that's not too annoying for you guys. That's part of the reason why I like to do voiceovers sometimes, is it's easier to edit out and fix that. I sometimes stutter over my words. You guys may notice. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes and then leave that to just set and dry a little bit first. And then I'm going to go in and do my eyebrows. Same thing that I've been using pretty much all of my videos so far is the YBF Automatic Eyebrow Pencil in Universal Taupe. I brush them out with a little spoolie first. And I really need to get my eyebrows plucked and shaped, waxed. I had been going pretty regularly every few months or so, but I missed an appointment in April because my person had to reschedule, and then I just totally forgot to call her back, and I haven't made it in to actually do anything about my brows. So they're getting a little wild and crazy, but that's okay. I will get it figured out one of these days. My college roommate is getting married in 2 weeks, which is really exciting, and I'm her maid of honor, so I need to get my hair done and my eyebrows done before then so that I don't look like a crazy person. That's the goal anyway. Alright, the eyebrows are a little crazy today. They're a little intense, but I don't know that I care enough to completely fix them. I should probably go in and pluck a little bit, but I'm not going to do that today because I'm lazy. So I'm just going to brush them out. And I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Barely Beige. This is one I've been working on forever. And I'm getting there. It's so close. It's just on the edges, and I might not finish everything from this because it's getting to the point that it's just like sticky almost, and it doesn't blend very well onto my eyelids. So I'm going to try to use it as long as I can, but it's getting to the point where it's not the best formulation anymore, so I probably need to get rid of it pretty soon anyway. And I have plenty of other bases that I can move on to. I even have a very similar color to this in the Maybelline Color Tattoo. So I'm just going to put that on both eyes. And this is the base that I use almost all the time. I have a couple different ones that I occasionally use, but this is the main one I've been using because I've been trying to use it up. This packaging is a little bit bulky and I don't have a good storage system quite yet. I'm hoping that I can go to IKEA soon and get my storage figured out, but as of right now, this packaging is just too bulky for the space that I have. Alright, so next thing that I'm going to do in my eyes, I've been using the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette like I told you guys in my April favorites. I got this in my April Pop Sugar Must Have box, and I've been using it pretty much every day since, so this is definitely my most recent eye look that I've been going to. So I'm just going to be going in with this shimmery champagne color, which is called Silk Teddy, and it's a lot like a lot of other champagne colors you might be able to find. It's really nothing all that special, but I like the mixture of the colors that I use in here, and it's just quick and easy to grab in the morning. So I swipe that all over my lid. Sometimes I put it into my inner tear duct, my inner corner, but I have been feeling like that's a little bit too much recently, so I haven't been doing that as often. So most of the time I just run it through my lid and across the lid. And this is just like a random BH Cosmetics brush that I have. It's nothing special. And then I'm going to go in with the MyGlam. It's like a blending brush that I got with the MyGlam when I first came out. And I'm going to go into my crease with this color right here, which is called Push Up, which is kind of like a bronzy gold color. So I'm going to blend that all the way through my crease. And I just really like the way that this looks together. I feel like it makes the makeup look kind of blown out. It looks like I spent a lot of time on it, but this is like one of the fastest looks for me to do right now. So that's always nice that I can just do this. It's been my go-to easy look every day. And I take it out to the corner just a little bit because I'm too lazy to blend precisely over here in the corner. And I figure I'm going to darken it up in a minute anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I'm incredibly precise. I do like to blend it into the lid just a little bit so it's not like a harsh transition. Okay, so that's that. And then I go in with Chocolate Martini down here. I'm going to just use the same brush, and then I brush that into the corner to add a little extra depth and dimension. And then I blend that towards the center of my lid and out into the corner. So that's the look that I've been going for my eyes most days. And then usually I just go in with my finger and take Heaven, which is just like a vanilla shade, and run that under my eyebrow, and that blends out the top color just a little bit that's closest to my eyebrow. So that is the eyes without eyeliner. It's pretty fast and simple, nothing too major. It's like, it looks nice without being super dramatic, although it can look really nice if you wanted to wear it out as well. So that's that. I have been using the Urban Decay double-sided eyeliner pencil for a while now. I'm working on finishing this up, and I've been using the Empire side with this look a lot, which is like a purpley. It's a nice dark purple so that it defines, but then it also, you can't really tell all the time that it's purple. It's dark enough that it almost looks black. But it's a nice color. Again, I've mentioned this before, but when these get down to the ends, they really start drying up, so they start to drag a little bit. So I'm trying to use as much of this as possible while it's still kind of tolerable. And then I run this on the lower lash line as well. Again, it provides nice definition. It looks more purpley on the lower lash line. You can't tell as much on like the upper lash line, but it looks more purpley on the lower lash line. But it still looks nice and defining. And like I said, with the setting powder, it doesn't move around as much, which is nice. That was always my biggest concern with these, and that's the reason why I like the NYX liners a lot better. Alright, so next I'm going to just curl my eyelashes with my Tweezerman eyelash curler. Now I'm going to go in with my first mascara, which is the Maybelline Rocket Volume Express Mascara and waterproof. As I've said before, I've been really loving this one. It keeps my lashes curled, and it really does a nice job curling. It doesn't volumize quite so much. It's mostly curling. Or it doesn't volumize? It doesn't lengthen. That's what I meant to say. It doesn't lengthen quite so much, but it curls pretty nicely. And then I like to layer another mascara on top of this to really add the drama a little bit more. I like to go in with the Dior Show Extas mascara. This is a little baby sample that I got. It's almost done. It's drying out, but it still works for right now. And this one adds a little bit more of the length and drama to the eyelashes when the first one volumized. For lips, a lot of days when I do my everyday look, I go with the Color Riche Balms, which are almost done. You guys are fans of my Project Pan. I'm so close. On both of these, I'm really close. And I use those most mornings. The other combination that I've really been liking lately, so you guys see something a little bit different, this is the Revlon Kissable Balm Stain, and this one's in Honey, which is just like a mauvey pink color. It's a good natural color. I really like this one. And these balm stains are nice and quick to put on. I have had this in my purse forever and I forgot about it, and I finally got back to using it. So that's the color that I like to put on first. And then just to add a little bit of gloss and hydration, I like to use the Smith's Minted Rose Lip Balm over top of that. So that's just like a red. It doesn't really have that much of a tint to it. It has a little bit of a tint. But this is mostly for the gloss factor. And that is it for my finished makeup everyday look. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't like this format, let me know. If you prefer the voiceover, let me know. It takes a little bit more work to do the editing for that, but I'm up for that if you are interested. If you liked this a little bit better, if you'd want to hear more about my life and see more of a chit chat, get ready with me, let me know. Last step that I almost forgot. I every day use the Urban Decay All-Nighter Makeup Setting Spray just to make sure my makeup stays in place, and it makes my makeup look a little less powdery if it looks too much after I put on powder. So I'm going to go ahead and spray that. I spray about 5 sprays all over my face. And I let it sink in and sit. And then I'm good to go for my day. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.